Hey guys, Rashid here. I just saw Jagga Jasoos starring Ranbir Kapoor and Katrina Kaif, so this is my Quickie review. The movie is directed by Anurag Basu, the same guy who made Barfi, Kites, Life in the Metro, Murder, just to name a few. For those who don't know the story, it's about Jagga, played by Ranbir Kapoor, who happens to be a gifted teenage detective. No, for real, he's supposed to be portrayed as a teenager in this movie. His real parents died at a young age, and some man decides to adopt him for a while. Something happens and he has to return Jagga back to wherever he was, and Jagga starts boarding school. As he grows up, he finds interest in solving mysteries and wants to find out more about who his adopted father really was. First of all, I completely regret not watching the trailers of this movie. At all. I think I saw a few songs of this movie, but I didn't realize the whole movie was a musical. I'm talking like 90% of the dialogues are songs, so that was surprising. I mean, after the first 15 minutes, I was like, okay, when is the song gonna end? When's the movie gonna start? The songs did not end. The whole movie is a narration to us as the audience and the kids, told to us by Shruti, played by Katrina Kaif. It's told to us in a comic book fashion, fantasy adventure. Hence, there are a few action scenes, good use of cinematography in this movie as well. It's meant to be entertaining and kind of lighthearted. There are a few spoilers ahead, so if you want to skip them, skip ahead to this time slot right here in 5, 4, 3, 2, now. Can someone please advise me why did Tutti Frutti, Jagga's adopted father, even adopt him in the first place? I mean, he knows what his life entails, right? He was on the run, so why the hell did he think it was the right time to adopt a child? A child he just met. And did the hospital or wherever he was living do any sort of background check on the guy? Like, he's playing with him, he's literally sleeping with the kid, and after a while he decides to adopt the kid for literally what, a few weeks? Maybe months? Come on. And not just that, but then he returns Jagga back to where he came from. Like, what the hell was that about? And then afterwards, we're expected to believe that Ranbir Kapoor, a 30-something-year-old actor, is supposed to be a teenager just because he's clean-shaven and wears glasses. Even when he is clean-shaven and has makeup on, you can still see his stubble. Like, it's really obvious that he's an older man. I mean, look at the other actors around him, right? They actually look like teenagers, kids. Easily a 10 to 15-year-old age gap between them. But no, Jagga is supposed to be a teenager in this movie. Instead of showing him in boarding school, why didn't they just show him like some guy who's done school and working on the side and solving mysteries on the side as well? Or, how about, hear me out, hire an actor that actually looks like a teenager. The movie had a lot of Tintin feeling to it. I mean, the same hairstyle, similar age, I guess, and how they're solving mysteries as well. However, since this is Bollywood after all, we get a love interest as Katrina Kaif. I'm not gonna lie, had I known this was a purely musical movie, I would have expected, I would have been ready for it, but I was completely thrown into it out of the blue. I had not seen the trailers, I didn't watch any reviews, so I just wanted to go into it with like a clear mind, you know what I mean? I could barely handle the first half of the movie. I thought maybe it was just me, but even in the movie, I think in like almost the half, when the first half is almost over, even Katrina Kaif is like, oh, bored ho gaye kya? I was like, yes, please, for love of God, can everyone stop singing for one goddamn second? The first opening scene was really nicely shown how, you know, young Jagga is getting to know the adopted father. It was a nice scene, right? But I just couldn't get around the fact that this is an unknown man, and why are they letting him being so close to this child? And why did young Jagga have highlighted hair? Why did he have highlights? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know, that was just bothering me a lot. The second half was fairly good. It actually kept my interest in knowing more about his adopted father, where he was, what the mystery is, how to solve it. The acting overall by all the actors was really good. Well, I mean, Katrina Kaif was just being Katrina Kaif. She can do physical comedy, let alone comedy itself, but she was bearable here. Apparently Govinda was casted as the adopted father of Ranbir Kapoor, Jagga, but I guess there were some issues and then they had to reshoot all the scenes. And on top of that, Ranbir Kapoor and Katrina Kaif broke up, so the shooting completely delayed. I don't know why actors date other actors. It's like dating your coworker. Even if it doesn't work out, you're still coworkers at the end of the day, right? It's just gonna be awkward at the end. So why not just avoid it? You can literally have anyone else. The songs were okay, there were a lot of them. Nothing really stood out to me, just maybe like 1 or 2 songs. A few of them were completely useless, but you know, I'm not a biggest fan of musicals. I feel the movie was generally a bit stretched out. There were a few things that was holding the movie back from moving forward. Is it a theater movie? If you love musicals like La La Land and all those, this is the movie for you. Kids might enjoy this movie as well because of the adventure and, you know, quirky songs added. I personally would watch this movie at home so I can forward those, you know, the slow parts of the movie. I think this movie had a great intention of, you know, being a musical, being a mystery, having some adventure. It had a good idea. But for those who have seen it, what are your thoughts about it? How did you handle the musical mystery? Did it live up to the hype? The delayed hype? Let me know your reviews below and I'll see you guys next time. Later.